H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And guess what? It's Monday, and Happy New Year, everybody. I mean, let me tell you something. Hey, who remember Martin? And they had Tommy Davidson playing Barnell Hill. His favorite word is, "Did you miss me? Did you miss us?" Yo, what's going on, man? And I like to start the day off with just acknowledging our starting five and our first starting five for the new year. And let me call those names out today. And our starting five, in case you didn't know, if you're first time viewer, this the first 5 people that logs in to the Facebook or the YouTube account. The first 5 people. So, New Year's, Happy New Year, everybody. Mindy Collins, Todd Holmes, Tiffany Saunders, Thaddeus Moody, and Joseph Baldridge. And our 6th person of the day is Anissa Veal. What's up, Anissa? And I see everybody. I see you, Rod. I see you, Alex. I see you, Daryl Anderson, all the way from Seattle. I see you. Happy birthday, Tony, to his wife, Tony. What's up, Dale Griggs? Axon Fowler, what's going on? Jeremy Davis, what's going on? How's my girl Gemma? Let me know how she's doing. Kim Jackson, what's going on? Sonia, I can go on and on. Ricky Scott, Landon, Oddwan, Karen, what's up, Karen? Derek Johnson, all the way from the way from Germany. Y'all, it's late over there in Germany, so let me see who else. Dr. Newsom, Shaquetta Pelser. Y'all, I'm calling everybody out today. Y'all, my starting five, I love y'all, but it's a new year. I miss y'all. I miss you, Brandy. Doug, what's going on? I miss you, Doug. Doug Jones, Ron Curtis, Corey Godley. I miss you, man. Goodley. Who's that? Troy Callahan. Rick Wilmore, I miss you for real, baby. I miss you. Will Johnson, I miss you too. Oh, man. Gary Carter. Well, I talk to you, but I miss you too. You want me? Okay. Can you put the Chop Shop shirt info up there, Mr. Hatter? I will, Todd. I will. I got you, baby. I got you. Jimmy calling in now, so I don't have time to go through my spiel, but I'm gonna join him to the screen shortly. But hey, man, Happy New Year, everybody, man. Let me get you, Jimmy. Oh, there he is. Happy New Year, everybody. Jimmy. Let me get our names. Let our names slide across there. They didn't have our names. Let me click that button. But let me share something with y'all. Happy New Year, man. Really, really, I actually miss y'all. I know y'all have been listening to all the news this weekend, and I know. But now, guess what? It's your time to talk back. See, you can't talk back to CNN and all them. This time, you got a chance. What's up? Happy New Year, Stacy. And by the way, Jimmy, let's go Georgia. Let's go Georgia. 7 million people voters were voting tomorrow in Georgia. I mean, let's go. I mean, let's get out and get this thing done. If y'all heard anything over the weekend, Jimmy, they done caught him on tape. They done caught Jimmy's homeboy on tape. He don't like me to call him his homeboy, but I was worried about Jimmy for a little while there about him and old Trump. But him and old 45. But last night, Jimmy, was a pretty crazy night. Steph Curry scored a career high. I'm just glossing over some stuff. Career high 62 points with the Golden State Warriors beating the Portland Trail Blazers, Jimmy. And I want to talk with Jimmy. We're going to talk about that later because I got some stuff. Jimmy, the NFL playoffs are set. NFL playoffs are set. And I want to know, we're going to talk through the show. I just want to know, we're going to look back. What was your most memorable moment, a major events in 2020? Let me see what else I got. What else I got for y'all? It's just so much stuff. And Jimmy, I was thinking about this, and I want y'all to think about this too. As we've gotten older, as all of us gotten older, which item is most important to you? You can add to this list, but I'm gonna give you a list. But I want to know what, as you get older, what items are most important. And I'm gonna give you 4 right quick. Y'all think about it throughout the show: money, time, health, or relationships. Just curious, cause y'all know I got some stuff coming up this year, and I want to know what my people like. What my people like this year, and we're gonna go there. But Jimmy, hey man, I want y'all to think about that. I'm gonna repeat those things a little later, but I want you to think about what's important to you as you got older. I want you to really think about those moments, because guess what? We're gonna cater a lot of stuff to these moments this year. You know, if it's about your health, we're going to make sure you get your health right. If it's about your money, we're going to make sure you get your money right. If it's about your time, we're going to make sure you use your time right. And it's about your relationship. Guess what? We're going to get a relationship expert on here. We're going to make it work for you this year. This is going to be a unique year in the Chop Shop a lot. In its 4 or 5 year history, this year here it's going to be unbelievable. But what else you got, Jimmy? What you got today, man?
Oh man, we got a lot to go in the Chop Shop. Well, I feel like I like the new year, these 2 breaks, but that was good. Got a chance to recharge up and spend a lot of time and get a lot of rest heading into this 2021 when everybody's thinking of a master plan for 2021. So shout out to you guys. I see you guys out there. If you're just tuning into the Chop Shop, be so kind to share the show right now. Let's get this year started off on a great note. Share the show. Let me get a first thumbs up on the YouTube feed, and you guys that's watching on the Facebook, once again, share the show to your timelines, to your friends. Right now, let's get this show started off. You guys know Mondays are really fun days, and we're going to have a lot of fun today, going through a lot of topics. First and foremost, we just get some NFL news on the table, and that is the playoffs are set. Actually, for the NFL's sake, who would have ever thought that the Washington Redskins and the Philadelphia Eagles, the last game scheduled for the regular season, would be one of the most important games, would have so much at stake? Think about it. Who would have thought that so much would have been at stake for that particular game just 5 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? And sure enough, Washington held on, and Dallas Cowboy fans, once again, you guys have been placed clean out of your miseries with your season, your very disappointing season for Dallas Cowboys. That is, especially remember they were talking Super Bowl, and you guys talk it all the time, but you were really justifying it, because remember it was a year ago. Didn't the Cowboys have more Pro Bowlers than any other team had last year?
I guess they didn't. Not like this year.
Pro Bowlers.
Not this year.
No, I'm talking about last year. I mean, remember last year they had like about 8 Pro Bowlers and something like that. And now you look at them, and of course your quarterback got hurt, and but still, this is a guy that was an NFL starter, and you hung your hook on him. And
who they hang their hook on?
He looked like a rookie in the fourth down the stretch.
Oh, they hung their hook on that guy from that
from Cincinnati.
Okay. The red rifle. The red rifle. Oh, they call him the red rifle. Okay.
Heavy trash. And so now some of the matchups, in case they've been assigned, and that would be, of course, the playoffs. That would be 3 games on Saturday, and then I think 2 or 3 games on Sunday.
Three on each game.
Have a bye. So the Colts and the Bills will start things off on Saturday. That's the 12 o'clock game on Saturday afternoon. The Colts and the Bills, believe it or not, yes. And also that will be followed by at the 3 o'clock game, 3:30 Central Time, the Rams and the Seahawks is a rather intriguing first round matchup. That's from the NFC. And that will once again Saturday, 3:30 in Seattle. The Seahawks will host the Rams. The Buccaneers and the Reds and the Washington football team will play Saturday evening at 7:15. And on Sunday, how about the Ravens and the Titans, the rematch from last year's playoffs? They get to meet again. And the Ravens will visit Tennessee. And we're talking in a minute about the running back. I mean, we're just talking a second about him. And the second game on Sunday will be the Bears and the Saints. Bears made the playoffs with a win last night. How about that? The Chicago Bears are in the playoffs.
I thought they lost last night.
Did they lose? Yeah, that's right. They backed in. They lost to the Packers. That's right. Yeah. But they still backed their way on up in there, right? And they will play at the Saints 3:30 on Sunday. And the Sunday nightcap is the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Jimmy, I got to say something about Cleveland.
Guess what? This is a rematch. They just played this past week, Adam.
For 18 years, Jimmy, these people have been through a drought for 18 years. And let me tell you something, just me knowing people up there, if you call a million right now, Jimmy, anybody from Cleveland, that is one of the most unique places in the world to win a football game. Well, you saw what they did when LeBron was winning. But let me tell y'all, man, Jimmy, you remember when they had all the Budweiser was gonna give free beer whenever they win a game, and the vendors had the beer locked up until they finally won a game, and everybody got free Budweiser. Let me tell y'all something. That city is gonna be on fire. It's the first time, man. And Jimmy, guess what? Rudolph and Garrett got a chance to meet after the game. And I don't know what happened because, but they got a chance to meet each other. That's that's the first time they've met since, the helmet incident. So, it's unique. But you know what, man? I saw something last night, man. And y'all gonna have to deal with this. It seemed like Zeke done quit, Jimmy. Zeke done got that bread and quit on y'all, man. Zeke Elliott, listen to me, Dallas Cowboy. Hey, I was cheering for that I should have cheered for the other team. Jimmy, I actually called myself. No, I didn't really cheer for him. I was really like, man, I really want, because my daughter called me, Dad, I just want that. But let me tell y'all something, man. Zeke Elliott was the worst spent money. They should have left his ass in Cancun. Where did he go, Cabo, Jimmy? They should have left him in Cabo.
He went to the weed store. Yeah. That's for sure. Before he left, he stopped by there.
Jimmy, he quit. He quit on them guys, man. But I just wanted to share that with you. But the playoffs are set. I want to see what Tom Brady does. That's one of my guys. I love Russell Wilson. I want to see what he does in the playoffs. What's going to happen? Him and the Rams. That's going to be a good one. But you wanted to talk about the Ravens running back. What did you want to say about?
No, Tennessee's running
Tennessee.
back.
I'm sorry. The Tennessee that's going to play the Ravens. I'm sorry.
Just think about this. For the exact reason that you mentioned, Zeke Elliott, get a bag, and you don't see a lot of times players, they just playing conservatively, just to seem like they're playing not to get injured. They just playing to go along, meeting the status quo. I just try to get 3-4 yards a carry, and that's all. Well, this dude got his bag, Henry, and he goes out and rushes for over 2,000 yards this season.
He built different though, Jim. Two personalities, two different. You remember?
Yeah, I mean, you got to applaud that. However he's built, he's performing.
Yeah.
And this team, remember, a year ago, we didn't take Tennessee was that team, kind of like how we look at the Colts right now.
Mm.
Kind of how, you don't really take them seriously, but they're in the playoffs.
They're always in the playoffs.
It's like, but now, remember, Tennessee.
We got two teams. We got two teams out of this division in the playoffs, Jimmy. The Colts and
Tennessee. And the Titans.
Yes.
Dude, this dude is running that ball like he's trying to get it.
Yeah.
And it was shown yesterday, and this, understand he's big. He's not the first big. He's not the only big back
but
in
Jimmy,
the NFL.
Big and fast.
Not the last. Huh?
He big and fast. He big. If he get past you, still can't catch.
You're not wrapping him up.
Yes.
Above the race. You got to hit him. So that means if you're hitting him low, he's falling, still going to get another 1 yard or 2 yards on the laydown. So that means you're going to get man, I'm going to get you down, but I'm going to still give you 2-3 more yards. I got to tumble you on down. Dude, it's fun watching this dude.
I don't like running that much. It's boring, but it's fun watching him.
It's fun watching him, man.
Yeah.
So who's the last big running back in the NFL that kind of
Jimmy ain't been
nothing
like that, Jimmy.
That remind you of him running the ball.
Nothing.
Understand? And they feeding this dude. That dude had 34 carries yesterday against.
But Jimmy, that's how their team is constructed. Their team is constructed for him to do that. I thought Dallas was constructed for Zeke to eat like that, but. Jimmy, Dallas paid all them offensive linemen all that money, Jimmy. When you spend all that money on your offensive linemen, that mean you and your running back, that mean you are constructed to run. When you spend a lot on the quarterback and the wide receivers, that means you're trying to throw the ball. So that team is man, this kid, and he's staying healthy, Jimmy. He's staying healthy. And see, that's what a lot of people don't understand. You can't make the club from the tub. You got the best ability is availability, and this young man is not getting injured. Two consecutive 2,000 yard seasons, man. It's unbelievable. Now,
the question I posed, I threw out to the boom boom room. We go to the boom boom room now and get some of your responses on this topic. The question was, we're talking about Derrick Henry. What previous running back does he remind you of with his size and his productivity? And somebody said, I think Mindy says Eddie George. That's a good call.
Eddie George ain't that big, Jim. He wasn't this big.
No, Eddie George is big.
He wasn't this big.
How tall is Derrick Henry?
6'3", 6'4".
Eddie George was 6'3".
Eddie George didn't look like this.
Eddie George was 6'3".
He didn't look like this. He doesn't look like
I mean, Eddie George is a good call. Now, we understand we're in the now, but Eddie George was 6'3", and they pounded that ball to Eddie George. And the team wasn't, but Eddie, that's a good call.
Eddie wasn't fast, Jimmy. Thank you. Eddie wasn't fast.
No, he wasn't fast.
He was a possession back.
So that means, first of all, in order to be in that phase, we're talking about first, you got to be somewhat similar.
Ain't nobody like this guy. Herschel Walker was the only guy like this guy. Nobody else was like this guy.
Was short. Jerome Bettis he wasn't even 6 feet tall.
I said Herschel Walker Herschel Walker was the only like this guy that fast.
Herschel Walker was about 6'3",
and he was fast.
So this is
what about Bo Jackson?
That's what I'm saying.
What about Bo Jackson?
Bo wasn't short. Bo wasn't tall.
Okay.
Bo was short. Bo was like Jerome Bettis. Bo was that butterball.
But I'm talking about the combination of these two guys. I know what you're saying, Mindy. Jimmy's just talking. I know Eddie George wasn't fast. Eddie George get caught every time. This big old dude here don't get caught. It's unbelievable. That man said Jim Brown. Steve, I like that though. But Jim Brown was that. But that was before our time. He was that fast. He was that fast and that strong and that big.
How tall was Jim Brown?
Like he was 6'2", He was 6'2" at least.
Okay, well, Jim Brown fits in that. I mean, obviously that's that category.
But that was. Hey, Jimmy, hold up. We talking about modern era. Jim didn't have a Jim didn't have a one bar across his face mask, Jimmy. We want the cage.
Say,
Bo was 6'1". Okay.
say,
Bo was
back
6'1".
then,
Okay.
targeting was called a good hit back then. You know, and somebody said Adrian Peterson. He's in that range. He's 6'1".
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
no comparison, Jimmy. I promise you.
How tall was OJ? OJ about 6'2".
6'2". Right? He was 6'2". OJ was 6'2".
OJ.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, guys. Think about the names we're throwing out here.
Eric Dickerson. Eric Dickerson. I don't know
Eric
he was
Dickerson
that big,
was
though. He wasn't that big.
He was about 6'2", 6'3".
But he wasn't that big. This boy here, man.
I'm just talking about, first of all, to be tall.
Let me see how big Derrick Henry. Let me just look up Derrick Henry.
That means you're not the normal, because if you're that tall, they normally go put you in a different position. So that was kind of like, what about the African kid that played with the Kansas City
Okoye,
Chiefs? Christian Okoye.
Christian Okoye.
How tall was he? I
don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but he wasn't that fast. He wasn't this fast. He was a possession guy. Yeah, Derrick Henry 6'3". He's 6'3".
Man, understand what we're talking about.
Jimmy, hold up. They say he ain't but 238 pounds. He looked bigger than that.
Man. Hey, man.
Hey, when you're 6', hey. This man talking about OJ 6'1". I said 6'2", clown. 6'2" and 6'1" when you got your cleats. What you play in, Jimmy? Don't you play in your cleats? So you're 6'2". Come on now. But on here they said 238. But Barry said he 250. He looked like he 250. He 250. Eric Dickerson was 6'3", Jimmy.
So think about it. So that means now,
yeah.
In other words, like if you use the same example, how many cornerbacks that were over 6'1" that we've seen in the NFL? Cornerbacks,
Bobby Taylor,
6'1" and tall. That'll give you the space
Bobby
to understand
Taylor,
what I'm talking about.
Charles Woodson.
How many cornerbacks are over 6'1"?
Bobby Taylor, and Charles Woodson.
I'm quite sure there was some.
Yeah.
But if it was, that means they're in rare air. Because normally,
very rare.
The NFL has long had stereotypes or pegs which they will push people in. Meaning, if you was not a certain, remember, think about it, black quarterbacks. So you understand what I'm saying? If you wasn't a certain height, then they would say you couldn't. Nah, we're gonna make you a wide receiver. We're gonna make you a safety. We're gonna switch you over. That was the norm. Yeah, sure, you had exceptions to the rule. You had a Doug Flutie or somebody that snuck in. But normally, if you were quarterback, and it was the reason, the logic would be because the lineman would be so tall, you wouldn't normally be able to see down the field appropriately.
Hey, Jimmy,
to be productive. What you got?
Stacy just put something up. Now, this what I like. They said that was great. Eric Dickerson, 6'3", 220, and 4.5 speed. The big fella is 6'3", 250, 4.5 speed. So that's a great comparison. That's a great comparison. Eric Dickerson and whoever said Eric Dickerson first, him and Derrick Henry. But it just, that's a great comparison. But the dude outweigh him, Jimmy. He outweigh him about 30 pounds. So guess what? So that speed is a little bit more faster.
Yeah, but you know what? He went outweigh him. But if you have to equate in Eric Dickerson's days, the stuff that they put into their body before game week, during game week, is a lot more unhealthy than a lot of stuff the guys are putting in their body during game week in now.
But Jimmy, that's on both sides of the ball, though. So guess what? Derrick Henry is playing against guys that don't put the same stuff in their body. So that's on both sides of the ball. So, the defensive players should be better now and quicker and stronger. So, we got to balance that out. But that's a good one. Brandon Jacobs ain't done enough yet.
Gave us another one. Brandon Jacobs, 6'4", 264, or 4.5 40.
Oh, he's a dude. I forgot who he played for.
a 4.56 40. What did Jim Brown? I wonder, they didn't do the 40 back then. I wonder what he
just never got caught behind.
He was world class.
He just never got. Yeah, he was a track. Jimmy, he was a lacrosse
was
and a track.
class.
Yeah.
I wonder what he ran back then.
Yeah. Oh, that Brandon Jacobs. Yeah. Brandon Jacobs kept getting hurt though. Y'all notice what I said earlier, Jimmy? The unique thing about this kid, he ain't been getting hurt. The unique thing about Emmitt Smith that makes him the best of all time, Emmitt didn't have, he had one injury, but he didn't have, he played longer. Let's see how long.
I gotta reach back and get one from out of Houston since you throw Brandon Jacobs out there. I gotta go back and get Rodney Hampton.
No, you gotta go get Earl. Earl Campbell.
Earl wasn't no 6'2" Hatter.
How tall was Earl?
He wasn't 6'2". I don't know. He wasn't 6'2".
Okay.
Earl couldn't have been no 6'2".
Hampton ain't no 6'2".
Yes, he is. I
done stood next to Hampton, man.
No.
Don't tell me how tall Hampton is, man.
They might list him at 6'1", maybe in the books.
Jimmy, stop the press.
In that category.
Jimmy, stop the
Rodney
press.
Hampton.
Hey, Jimmy, it's a Texas Longhorn. It's a Texas Longhorn. It's on the feed. Cheryl Zachary, Texas Longhorn grad, lives in New York, but she all over the world. Happy birthday, Cheryl. Hey, Jimmy, and guess what her birthday is? The same day as mine. So shout out to Cheryl. Y'all get Cheryl a shout out up there. She on the feed now. But come on back, Jimmy. You come on back.
That's a half a year away, huh?
No, but we got the same birthday. That's the same birthday. Yeah.
And of course,
Earl was 5'11". Okay. All right.
Now Kevin Friedman saying we just reading some of the posts from out the Boom Boom Room.
He ran no 4'1".
Reportedly, Jim Brown ran a 4.12.
Jimmy, consider your source, Jimmy. Consider your source.
I just said the source. I mean, he's a report. I mean, he got it from somewhere. You remember now, the same era, Wilt Chamberlain was said to have smashed 17,000, 18,000 chicks on time.
What you saying he didn't? It was 25,000. What you saying he didn't?
Do the math.
What you saying he didn't?
Do the math. You have to have a serious orgy every doggone day to reach that number over a period of time, over 20 year, 30 year span. You for real. And guess what? They didn't have no blue tablets back then. Well, they had other stuff back then that kept them. They had some white powder that kept them going back then. So yeah, and other things. Anyway, guys, we're up against the break. We're going
we gotta take a break, man.
And we come right back and talk some NBA talk. We mentioned the Steph Curry. We update you a lot of things that happened over the weekend in the NBA. And you just hang right there.
Yes, we'll be right back.
Chop Shop. First day of the new year on the Chop Shop. Be right back.
Jones Jr. acquired from Miami as a free agent, hounding Curry on the relocate, and Steph with the deep two. They're going to make noise in the West. Curry around Covington, past Nurkic, lay it up and in. McCollum picked up his second foul, so Gary Trent Jr. has checked in. Warriors stay with the same 5 starters. And then Steph Curry hitting the wing jumper. Might be the only way you stop him. Oh, Curry, little split.
Smart.
Step through, and Steph with the layup. As they had the technical free throw and the three-point play. Curry right down the lane. How about that?
That is how you expose Cantor.
Looking for Steph. Good screen by Bazemore. 3 on the way. Perfect. Set the screen, move the ball, and get that kid the ball. And then Steph off a made 3, reversing it up and in. Oh, Curry, what a first quarter. Saved the turnover. Steph cut back door. Little floater. Steph Curry's got 23.
Teardrop me.
Steph, he reloaded, went around McCollum and made that 3. Curry hiding behind Looney, weaving through traffic, down the lane, lefty finish. Draymond 3.
Short.
It's a pass to Steph.
It's a pass.
We'll call it the pass.
Great look.
The field goal and the foul. Started the season 1 of 13. He's only 22% on the year. Curry for 3.
Oh.
Lasers at home. They obviously have not played with big leads all year. Curry, little floater. He's got 42. Seconds game shot clock to wind down this third. Steph, step back 3. Yes, sir.
Best way to get a clean look with double teams having all that stuff. Sometimes it's 35 feet out.
Ricochet to Steph. He just catches and launches a 3.
Like that.
He's got 48. Gary Trent Jr. staying on top of Steph, working with Wise.
That's enough. I could go on and on and on. Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatt, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. And after when doing a break, we said we was going to get into some NBA, and that's why I played the Steph Curry the Steph Curry highlights. Jimmy, I have been hearing rumblings. We hadn't been talking about on the show because we're a little bit more ahead of the curve. I hadn't seen nobody talking, but Jimmy, it was rumbling all over Twitter because of the way Warriors has been playing. Let's see what he gonna do with this. Let's see. Channing Frye ran his mouth. Let's see he gonna do this. Let's see who we're gonna do like this. And he admitted, yeah, I listened to it. He said, y'all remember that meme from Michael Jordan said, what Michael Jordan said? I take that personal. So he took it personal and came out there and played against Jimmy. You know you always have me. Y'all got to watch this now. Because when you have 60, you say who he had 60 against. Mm-hmm. Jimmy, don't you always say that? Robert, who? He played against Damian Lillard, who everybody been Dame Lillard. Dame Dollar is dollar time. And he go out and have a 62-point effort, 31, I think, in the first few minutes, 27 in the first quarter, 21 in the first quarter. I mean, he just went on and on. But I just found it unique because I'm a Stephen Curry guy. And what I like about him, Michael Jordan and Tamika, he said, I heard the slander. And you know what I was thinking? And we haven't been talking about the show, but I was saying, Jim, Steph gonna have to go on with this team, because this team, you don't know what this team is. We don't know what this team is. Steph, Clay Gomes, Draymond, you got guys deep. This G League heaven on this team right now. And all I was saying, Steph, you got to come out and treat this like you at the Y. You at the rec league somewhere. You got to come out here and just go at these guys. You got to get buckets. And the rest of them got to come along with you. Steph was out there. Let's make my other guys better. Hey man, you are who you think, Jimmy. You are who they say you are. You got guys on your team, man, that's 1 for 29 from 3-point line, and they still clanking them up last night. But Jimmy, I just had to. I got more, but I just wanted to hear your comments on them. Because I got a little bit more.
Well, the Golden State Warriors are 3-3 on the season.
Mm-hmm.
They're at 500 now, and that's one thing that's great. That was a quality win over Portland, and the Portland team, one of the most lethal backcourts, and that's C.J. McCollum and Dame Lillard. Think about it. If you're Dame Lillard, think about this. You scored 28 points, but the guy that you're defending primarily outscores you by 34. Do the math. You scored 28, but the guy that, think about it, 28 is a great game. But the guy that you're defending is 28 plus 34, 62. That's why all the times people say,
So,
man,
Jimmy, he got his money. Jimmy, hold up. Jimmy, you say was 28 getting his money? Did he get his money?
28 got his money. He got his money. He didn't lay a goose egg. Remember, this was more about what Steph Curry did, not about more so what Dame Lillard didn't do. Now, if Dame Lillard would have came out there with a 14 or 15 or 12 or then that means you laid an egg because Dame Lillard has been thrust into the category as one of the top 3-4 point guards in the NBA by various individuals in mainstream media. So that means the expectations, to me, winning now comes with it. And not being just good, you have to turn the team into great. And that's the difference now.
Jimmy, he can't turn this team into great, Jim. He got to do.
No, understand, it's possible. Now, we don't say great mean winning the championship, but this team, Portland, has, think about it. If you look at the last couple of years, maybe the last year when they had LA in the starting lineup, that's LaMarcus Aldridge. That last year LA was there. They were right there. They were one player away.
Who you talking about?
But this lineup, they still, if you're playing well enough, then you can generate and steal wins here and there. Not to saying that, but on paper, I guarantee you that Portland thought that this was a W before they played Golden State.
Of course they did.
They thought this was a W.
Yeah.
And they lost the game by double digits. Here's the thing. The guy gave you 62 and you lost the game. 62 and a W means something. That's greater.
And, Jim, I just want to add this thing, Jimmy. I didn't even think about it. Steph Curry is the first player to score more than 30 points in each half of a game since Pistol Pete did so February the 25th, 1977 for the New Orleans Jazz. So he scored 30 in the first half and 30-something. That's the first time. That's the second time that's ever happened, Jimmy. Unbelievable. I mean, it just goes on, Jimmy. And I love what Steve Kerr said. Steve Kerr, he said about the criticism. Jimmy, we wasn't talking about it on the show, but I don't know if you thought about it. Jimmy, it was a lot of chatter about them guys, right? I mean, about Steph. KD ain't there. Clay, he can't do it without these all-stars. Jimmy, he won before KD got there. So, it's just crazy. But Steve Kerr said, if you think about most guys considered the best players in the league, they're physical freaks of nature. LeBron, Giannis, Anthony Davis. Steve Kerr talk. Steph is 6'3", 180 pounds, whatever it is. And he has to carry a game with skill, not physicality. Sometimes I don't think we think about that. He got the cat. Them other guys I just named, they freaks of nature. Almost 7 foot. LeBron almost weighed 300 pounds and can dribble better than any guard. They freaks of nature. So great analogy, but I mean, I just love it, man. This is what makes the NBA so great to me. You know, because they left it for dead, Jimmy, the other day. Jimmy, you should have saw. Jimmy, just go back and oh, they was talking. Channing Frye talking about, yeah, we going to see what he going to do without Katie. Channing Frye, shut the hell up. You on it?
Well, the one thing I noticed, I like the fact that, understand, that's different because the Golden State team that started the season is not the same Golden State team that you saw last night. That is at 3-3 right now. And one reason is, understand, one more piece has returned to the lineup. Draymond Green is back. He's a motivator. Draymond Green still ain't busting the grape. How about this line for Draymond Green last night, Howard? 28 minutes.
No points.
Right? He had three rebounds. He had his customarily quota of assists, 8. That's him. But he only took 2 shots, had 1 punt, no field goals. And the team scored 137 points. But Draymond Green is indeed a Flavor Flav.
He's a great player.
To the Steph Curry being Chuck D right now. He's the hype guy. He's the enforcer. He keeps it. He's a motivator.
Jimmy,
now,
Jimmy, go back over them stats again. Go back over them stats again. Go back over them stats. Which how many minutes? Just tell me, how many minutes he played?
He had 28 minutes.
28 minutes. Okay. He just scored what? What did he score?
He only grabbed 3 rebounds. That was the thing. That means he wasn't active. Think about it. That's not even 1 rebound a quarter. But you played 28 minutes.
But we always tell these young cats that it's not all about scoring. So we got to talk about this. This man did a lot of stuff to help this game. If you go watch this game, he did a lot of stuff to help this game move along and smoothly. So we got to reward that and just say he didn't bust great. Yeah, he Draymond Green, but guess what, Jimmy? He coming back from injury and all that too. Y'all got to realize it's Stephon. Stephon didn't play but 4 games last year. Stephon. He didn't play but 4 games last year. It's a lot of stuff, and you coming back with this team of guys, man. Y'all seen it. Andrew Wiggins, come on, man. Andrew Wiggins so terrible. LeBron told Cleveland, they had drafted him number 1. Get rid of him before I even think about coming back to Cleveland. Let me repeat that. Andrew Wiggins is so terrible. LeBron James told Cleveland, get him the hell out of here before I even come there. I don't even want to see his locker in the building. And now, Jimmy, he over there, Jimmy. Valley can make
No, but Andrew Wiggins is having he's having a good season in
number 1 pick in the draft.
Expectations of him.
Number 1 pick in the draft. I'm gonna always.
But that was yesteryear.
He's
been recalibrated now. There's no expectations of him. That's like Harrison Barnes with the Kings, and we're talking
about the number 1 pick.
The expectations of certain players at certain times, you just got to wipe the slate clean. And
I don't wipe the slate clean. I don't wipe it clean,
and that's how it goes. With a lot of guys that are drafted year to year. There are a multitude of guys that are drafted high that don't meet expectations and won't meet expectations. So at some point, you know what? Let's just
number 1 pick. Number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Number 1 pick.
But right now, understand something. He's averaging almost 18 points a game.
See, but Jimmy, that's just how you think. I don't think like that. You think I'm gonna show you something. I remember when you say James Harden got an all-star. He got Hall of Famers on, but they weren't playing like Hall of Famers when they got here. And that's the point I'm trying to make. If he's a number 1 pick, I expect for you to at least, and you say he averaging 18 points a game. Jimmy, it's the quietest.
Right at it.
Jimmy, but his efficiency is terrible. See, yes, it is.
Jimmy, I'm not worried about the efficiency. I'm just saying he's been consistent.
Jimmy, you're not worried about the efficiency. But it's going to take him to win. It's going to take him to be efficient to win.
But this is no longer the expectation, and the pressure is no longer on Wiggins. This is not Wiggins' team. He's not second in line. He's 5th fiddle on this team.
He don't have to be.
I'm talking about on paper with the healthy team. I'm including Klay Thompson in the mix. He's still fiddle.
Jimmy, we traded him for my lefty from Ohio State.
You gave away D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo Russell wasn't going to make it in Golden State. You know that.
He's a viable player.
He going too deep into the shot clock. He got to get Steph the ball, get the hell out the way. If he give it back to you when he get tired of it, we can't get a shot. He came on the thing. He's still playing with the Brooklyn Nets. This ain't the same team, Jack.
I just don't look at it.
Matter of fact, we got somewhere we're going to send your ass where you can pet that ball all you want, and you ain't got to worry about winning because we trying to get some W's over here. Now, mind you, Brooklyn did make the playoffs with him.
That he was a valuable asset. He was a valuable asset.
But what they got, understand. Hold on, Hal. Wiggins is not heavy trash. He's serviceable right now. Remember the key right now. Who knows? We can be in the 10 more.
I'm talking about right now.
Right now, he's serviceable. He's serviceable.
Do you know number one picks? Do you know the expectations of a number one pick? You don't have no expectations. Jimmy, think about this. Jimmy,
those expectations aren't on him now.
They were don't. On him Jimmy, no. To me, they are, because he's going to a team that I happen to like. I got expectations. If you give up D'Angelo Russell and you bring him out there, dude, you don't have, listen to me, Jimmy, you don't have no double teams. No double. You got one guy on you every damn time. You were the number one pick in the draft. And you're not efficient. You're going to hurt my team, man. You know I'm trying to pull him up right here while we're talking. I'm trying to pull him up.
Trying to pull who up?
This same dude I'm talking about. Andrew Wiggins, I mean, you saying he's good because he scored 18 points?
He's been consistent on the offensive end for the Golden State Warriors. That's all I'm saying. He's been a consistent in a right now. He's like a third option right now on the team.
I expect more out of him. That's all I'm saying. I expect more.
I mean,
I do.
One thing about it, he can do more on defense than D'Angelo Russell can. So you're getting, it was a wash with him offensively.
Yes, so he's a defensive stop.
Remember, you got him for his length. You understand something. You got what he can give you on defense. Remember, this is what they wanted from a guy like Looney. They wanted some guys. They want Golden State. Think about it. They went and got Kelly Oubre and Wiggins. They both got similar bodies, similar frames. And you get them, guess what? Together, if they can give you the productivity between those two. Remember, they wasn't thinking that Klay would be gone right now. So these guys, and they had to go get Kelly after Klay went. So they didn't have, they didn't have Kelly at first. Kelly,
and it cost them a whole lot of money because Kelly's contract gonna send them over the salary cap to astronomical. But they had to have a player. It's one of the craziest deals that I don't think I would have done. But them people want to win now. I wouldn't have done.
So we'll see how that turned out in regard to them. And also speaking of, we're talking NBA talk right now on the Chop Shop. If you just tune in, and what we got more NBA to come up with you, but it is definitely time for another break. And we go to a quick break, come back. We got a lot more NBA talk. And of course, including the conversation between two NBA pappies.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that because I didn't see that.
I just saw the ads. And wait till you hear about this if you hadn't heard already. We're going to share our thoughts on it as well. And you guys hang right there.
And by the way, man, Andrew Wiggins shooting 39% from the field.
That's not bad. 40% is the threshold.
From the field? Not the three. Come on, man.
What D'Angelo Russell
shooting from the field? Let me go, man. Chop Shop. We'll be back in a minute.
I talked to his father yesterday. I don't know. I care more about. I think where I am with it is I care more about Caleb than I do whether he plays or not. And whether he plays or not, that's irrelevant to me in the big picture. I want him to be comfortable. Between COVID and his injuries, and he's just had a lot of stuff going on. Whatever they think is best for him, I fully support.
Once upon a time, Florida State, Miami, and the Florida Gators were in the top 10.
Every year.
And if you lost one game, which we did to Miami my last 2 years, you're done for the national championship. If you lost in state, you're done. And now, man, I don't know what's going on. I think it starts at the crib. It starts at home. We're so soft with our kids, and we're guarding them and protecting their feelings and emotion, that we're not raising dogs, man. We're raising cats. We're raising mama's boys, man, and daddy's dream kid, instead of getting on these kids, making sure they fight for what they want. I don't even see kids today thinking about, man, I can't wait to work my butt off so I can retire my mama. Man, they think about how many followers they could get, man. How many likes they get on a post. Not being great. How many offers they can assume from colleges. Not being the best. And this has to stop. And they're doing one thing. They're specializing in one thing. It's all season basketball, all season football, all season. They're not even having fun. And they don't even love it like they used to. They like it. Just like Instagram, they like it. Just like Twitter, they like it. That's what they need to do. We need to put a love button on social media. Because a lot of folks ain't loving stuff no more. They like it, but where's the love? Because anything I love, you're going to give everything you got to it. Anything you like, it is what it is.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Adder, alongside Jim Hicks. Jim Hicks, I was watching the Twitter feed. B. Scott said something. I can't, B. Scott, you got to clarify. You seem like you be 12 comments behind. You talking about we don't need to glorify the struggle. Explain what struggle you talk about. And we talked about, who is that? Yeah, it's great by prime time. But Jimmy, do you want to go there and talk about these parents? I'm talking about them parents. No, I ain't talking about that. We want to talk about these parents of professional players getting on Twitter. What do you think about that? Because I didn't. Bagley's dad, I just couldn't. Jimmy, I guess it's. I've been around this game a long time. It's the first time I've seen that. And I didn't see the dads going at it personally. They just said trade him. Tell me what you thought about, because I looked at the thing, and all Fox said was trade him. Then Jesus Christ.
That's a statement going back at him.
But they didn't say nothing. And then the young Fox came and said Jesus Christ. In other words, man, y'all calm down. The young man, Darren, said Jesus
Christ. Where
Christ.
was the calm from? If the dad only made one statement, then where was the calm at? What was the calm?
I'm just telling you. I'm talking about the tweet. The tweet. He said Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm saying. If he only made, how many tweets did the dad make?
I don't know. Did y'all? You said you wanted to bring it up. I don't know. All I'm saying is I've never seen a dad do what Bagley's dad did. I've never seen a dad come on there, and I put it in my notes. Let me see. I got a Bagley. Let me see, Bagley. I got a Bagley thing in my note, Marvin Bagley. And the dad said to people who don't know, he said, after the Rockets beat their ass twice, that's like, when you get beat at the icebreaker a couple of times. Marcus Bagley dad said, Sacramento Kings, and he added the Sacramento Kings Please trade Marvin Bagley III ASAP. Love Coach Bagley. And that's what I was going to talk about on the show. I did not know about the other thing. Rob Perez coming on there, and the dad is going back and forth. But all I see is Aaron Fox saying trade him.
Trade him. So it wasn't no getting into it. He made a comment. He made a comment on his own. And remember, when Aaron Fox says trade him, guess what? So now these are two dads of two starters. Mind you, Bagley has been starting. And obviously there's some other stuff that's going on. Obviously. But the parent, Aaron Fox, is the father of De'Aaron Fox, and Aaron Fox often watches the Chop Shop. He's often in the Boom Boom Room with you guys, maybe in there right now. Remember now, there are a lot of people watching the show that always watch the show daily, guys. And if they don't click on a button, then you may not know that they're watching on the Facebook feed. Now on the YouTube, you can't escape it. You can get in. You got it. Once they get in, you can tell they're in. But on the Facebook, but Big Fox, he said that he's not the first parent to give his opinion. If a guy wants to be traded, you basically understand. He's asked for them to be traded. So Big Fox, if you take it a certain type of way, understand, he might be saying, let me help this guy out, trade him. He asking to be traded. We don't know what context that it was that tweet was delivered in. Only if the people that know those two parents would know if it meant pro or con in the tense. But he said trade him. So I mean, in other words, he could very well be saying, man, get his guy's wish, trade him. So now at the same time, Bagley was a lottery pick, was the first pick of that particular year. I think they got, and they had a monster class they got that particular year. They got him, they got Owls. I think they got the kid Frank Mason in the second round, something like that year when they came with Sacramento. But Bagley battled injuries. Once again, we talking about Wiggins. Bagley ain't met those expectations that preceded him coming out of high school. Remember, the dad moved from Arizona to California. Nike gave him a program, a sponsorship deal, because of the expectations of their son being the next. And that's the whole thing. It's the pursuit of the next Kobe, the next Bron, the next. It's always those investments through grassroots those are parallel through the marketing department of Nike, of any apparel company. That's not directly in linked with the professional, with the basketball of it. It goes under basketball, but their budget comes from marketing.
What that got to do with him coming out? Tell me, all of that's good. But what that got to do with a daddy coming out publicly and adding the team? Dude, you don't play for the damn team. Your kid play for the team. Adding the team, saying trading, and hold up, just in case you didn't think this came from me, because it came under Team Bagley, but you said love Coach Bagley. It's coming from me, dog. I've never seen that. That's the point I'm trying to make. Is this the wave of the future? I try to tell y'all, you grown-ass men who get on Twitter and go at it with each other. Try to tell y'all. We trying to tell these kids not to do it, but we're doing it. I mean, y'all doing it, because I know I don't. So I'm just sitting here saying, Dad, he got an agent. Pick up the phone. This how it's usually, excuse me, y'all. This how it's usually done. Hey, Need to talk to somebody. Hey, kids unhappy. Let's see. Could we facilitate a trade? And if you need my help, this how it's done, y'all. If you need my help, I will help you facilitate a trade. That's how it's done. But in this era, y'all, instead of let the professionals do their job. Let the professionals do their job, man. And that's what I say about it. So all you parents in the future, y'all come on, man. I know you're mad. I understand. I was a daddy too. I ain't doing nothing to embarrass my son. Hell no. No. My name on the line. So this would be forever. And guess what? They tried to delete the tweets, but these people got them. They didn't capture the tweet. So that's the point I'm saying. It's just a responsibility. Y'all, watch what you say on social media. Damn. I've been saying this shit so long, Jess. But these dudes get on here and just, they can't fucking help it. And guess what? Just to show you I ain't there's a couple of times I wanted to. And I typed it. But I didn't push send. Because I said, Robert, some told me, Robert, what the hell are you doing? That's not, in other words, that's not you. But then, guess what? This might be these people. And that's all I'm saying, man. Just do it the professional way, Mr. Bagley. Hey, your son, you want your son out of there? Call his agent. Not at the Sacramento Kings. Because guess what? They control his destiny. Ain't that what you said about James? Jimmy? They control it. Timothy Fertitta and them control the next 2 years where you go. They control it. The Sacramento Kings got the rights to your son. The people you added got the rights to your son. Come on, man. Y'all, we got to do better. Hey. And that message is just not for Mr. Bagley. That's for some of y'all ass on this feed. And some of y'all know who y'all are. Man, just watch what you tweet, man. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. I promise you. Pick up the phone. Now, you pick up the phone, that other dude might cuss your ass out. I guess, but pick up the phone. It's okay. So I just had to go there, Jim. That's how I felt. Hey, Jimmy, I didn't know nothing about this until y'all mentioned it this morning about Mr. Fox. My whole thing was I sit there and watch. I had a whole notepad about him. And one of the things I saw, somebody wrote, Jimmy, they said, Daddy Bagley needs to tell his son, Marvin Bagley, to be more useful and productive. This is somebody's tweet. First, so that he can be more attractive in the trade market. Hard to do so when he's inconsistent since he gets injured all the time. Jimmy just mentioned that. And choose to use his time. Guess what, Jimmy? Look how they going at him now, Jimmy. In the recording booth rather than on the court. You know, he thinks he's a rapper. This what people be bringing up. And then guess what else they tweeted right behind that one, Jimmy? The King picked this dude over Luka and Trae Young.
Yeah.
This what happens. It's another tweet. I'm just helping the people. It's another tweet. He's a grown man. Why is his dad tweeting at his current team like he's a child? Glad my parents never do this. There's more. Dude is 21. He's still be in college if not for the NBA. He's not a child. A lot of parents are still involved in their child's life at 21, and they should be. Dude acting like his son is AD. Jimmy, I'm just reading the tweets. Going back and forth. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. So my thing is, Daddy, call his agent. What else you got, Jimmy? Agent can get it
I
done.
mean, that's one on that story there. You know, the it's the beginning of the end for Bagley, but what it does also, it automatically makes his trade value go down, and because now teams know that you'll probably want to try and unload him before the trade deadline next month, but they're going to offer you pennies on the dollar or the value. So that's the thing. Would they, and so you're going to try.
Jimmy,
The thing in the
they
bottom
don't
line
have
with
to
that is
trade him, Jimmy. They don't have to trade him.
No. You don't have to, but you would probably, if a player, you would probably want to, if a player wants to be traded, whether it's the agent igniting it or not. A player that's not performing that you went all in with, and guess what? If you can get just as much productivity out of the next guy up, then guess what? You can try to move him.
Jimmy, how did they go all in with him? Because he was the first pick?
On draft night, when they drafted him, they went all in with him. They went all in on Bagley. Think about it. They kept him in California, albeit in the capital of California, Sacramento. That was a different coach, a different general manager, a different regime at that time. And the dad still went at the previous head coach before Luke Walton got in there. So now Luke is there now. So now he's mad at Luke. So it's kind of like, it's one of those things can remind you now. That might be a California thing. You know, LeVar Ball was doing it. Bagley was doing it. You know, that might be a Cali thing. That might be the new wave. But at the same time, the talent has to be greater than the problem. The problem can't be greater than the talent. That's the difference.
He's a starter, Jimmy. He averaging 11 points a game, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. His player's efficiency is 9.3. Ooh, 37% from field goal, and he right under the basket. That's terrible.
Yeah. So that's
but guess what?
You know.
But what do you expect? See, unlike you, I expect a lot from number 1 picks. Notice I always talk about number 1 picks because I know what it goes into the teams when they pick a number 1 pick. I know how much research they does, Jimmy. They go. I mean, you have to see it unfold to understand all the care and manpower that it goes into picking that one guy. And then it's 11 point. Hey, hold on. Let me make sure, Jimmy, because somebody just told me this the other day. How much the guy that just got $200 million for Utah, Jimmy, that guy, Gobert, he don't average but 10 points a game.
Yeah, but he got his because he's a defensive player of the year finalist every year, and that's for first and foremost. And they got him for protecting that rim. And that's how much. That's
the going rate for somebody to protect the rim.
Well, he also Gobert is a veteran, has been. Think about it. You get a country.
But he do average 13 rebounds. Hold on, he averaged 13 rebounds. Okay.
You get a whole nation behind him, so you can make money over in France with him, with and whatnot. He's marketable. He's been out. He hasn't been a guy that's been in the only blip on his radar is instigating the COVID-19 crisis amongst the NBA players and shut it down. That's the only blur on him, which caused him and Donovan, him and Spider to get into it, which obviously they've made up because they wouldn't have made up and they wouldn't have re-upped on the contracts.
Angel asks a good question. He said, how good is Bad as an NBA player? He's good. He's always hurt. I think he's pretty good when he's healthy. But he just always hurt. Every time he go up under the basket, I think he's gonna get hurt. He just looked one of the he just seemed like a guy, man. He's just going to be a good. But see, when you draft somebody at number 1, you expect them to be an all-star, an all-pro, an all-NBA guy. That's why I always mention all-stars, because that's the expectations of you if you're the number 1 pick. So, I mean, that's a good one though, Jimmy. I mean, I want to see. I just hate the players. Now the players have to still play with each other.
Yeah, I mean, and understand the players will figure it out amongst themselves, unless De'Aaron Fox is beefing with Bagley already himself. Other than that, then you have a double problem. But they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. And guess what? That's Sacramento. What's going to matter now? See, the thing is, in case we didn't say it earlier, why the dad is pissed off in the first place. The dad was pissed off this time because his son was starting the games, but he wasn't finishing the games. Luke Walton would have Bagley on the bench to close out games in a couple of games, 2 in a row at least. So and it may have, I've been paying attention before then, but it may have been happening before then. Some guys want to start because they just want to be started, and some guys are finished. Like with the Houston Rockets, sometimes Eric Gordon he's not a starter, but he's a finisher. Meaning that and he plays starter minutes. So some people they have, that's the thing. Anyway, that's enough of that.
Enough of that.
NBA.
We'll talk about the Rockets.
And we just can't ignore the fact. If I told you KD had 20, 11, and 7, 28, 11, and 7. I tell you Kyrie had 30 and 10, and you were playing the Washington Bullets, and you still lose. Brooklyn, right now, guys, they're sub 500. They're 3 and 4. Mind you, KD, Kyrie, they sit out, did not play.
Steve Nash can't coach. Steve Nash can't coach.
Happens if they keep spiraling like this, then the demand shifts. They will be more willing to offer more for, let's say, a James Harden than they were just playing with before. Now they can't put Dinwiddie in there because Dinwiddie can't clear the physical. He's out.
Oh, he's done.
So that puts them back. That means all they can do is just give more and more draft picks and make it sweeter. But then they still don't have. Now, remind you, DeAndre Jordan. Once again, speaking of starters and finishers, he starts the game, but Jared Allen will normally finish the game.
The better free throw shooter, Jared Allen is.
Yeah, and more, remember, because he was starting Jared Allen, but then DeAndre Jordan, he would get them, something like that.
DeAndre Jordan is a journeyman now, Jimmy. He's a journeyman.
He's better to go down and start him. See, what messed DeAndre Jordan up is when he went high. First of all, a player like him, he's from Houston, guys. Episcopal High School, then Christian Life Academy. That was coached by Carlos Wilson a couple of years back. Well, the thing is with DeAndre, that was back in 2007, I want to say, that he came out of school. Well, DeAndre Jordan, he goes to California, which California can have turned many of people out, meaning lifestyle, turn them into people, California. Then DeAndre Jordan kind of like went Hollywood. They messed around and on a down year of sinners, voted him into the USA basketball team. And that made him think that he was really a top shelf player. Remember, he was nothing more than a 7-foot Clint Capella with the Clippers. That's what he was when Chris Paul was there. Remember that? You had Blake Griffin, Chris Paul. What they called him? Lob City.
Lob City.
And and think about it. Since then, what has DeAndre Jordan done to put his fingerprints on the game? Remember, the clip Doc Rivers, he probably think about it. He flew to Houston chasing this dude when they found out he was going to probably sign with the Dallas Mavericks. He committed to the Dallas Mavericks and wasn't answering his phone. Chris Paul get Doc, they get on the plane, they shoot down, and they find him and you know, I'm just saying, DeAndre Jordan.
It ain't his fault. Why are we talking about him? You talking about the Nets, Kyrie, Thaddeus Moody said this, y'all. I didn't say this. Thaddeus Moody said Kyrie called a timeout. He called a timeout himself. And Steve Nash was looking clueless like during the game. Kyrie called his own damn timeout, man. He already told y'all he gonna coach the team.
This thing
that's a hot mess up there, boy.
A train wreck waiting to happen.
Train wreck. Train wreck. I don't know how to go up there no more.
In case you missed it, they lost last night to the Washington. I call them the Bullets. 123-122. Russell Westbrook played last night. He got it in last night. You know, I think Russell Westbrook 24 points, 10 assists.
Yeah, he was going. Hey, he was guarding KD sometime. KD was putting his ass in that blender though. Hey, but Jimmy, hold up, Jimmy. This game could have been won. Kyrie missed the 3, and KD missed the mid-range. Could have won the game. That's how. If we wouldn't have been talking. Oh, Barry McDonald, he ain't that bad. That man said he like Kevin Cato. He want his money back. No, man, he ain't that bad. Ain't nobody better than Kevin Cato. Nobody. Happy New Year, Gail Bolden.
No. Kevin Cato was on that team. And while we go to the rest of the show, we're going to motion to you guys, the congregation, to give us your. We've did this once before. And we'll do it again. It's a new year. Your all-time starting 5 of the biggest bust. I'm talking about in the second contract, not drafted. Draftees don't count. That's too easy. Of a second contract or later that got a bag of money. Now, based on the time that they played in. Kevin Cato, yes, he's on that team, but he's not the only Houston Rocket.
DeAndre Jordan ain't on that list.
Matt Maloney goes on that team.
Oh, that's number 1.
He ain't the only Houston. That's what I'm saying. Kevin Cato Matt Maloney was worse than Kevin Cato.
But Matt Maloney ain't his fault. They didn't want to pay Sam. They just gave him that money.
He the point guard. He got the ball in his hand. He playing the ball
he
up.
Ain't play no more after that season. Jimmy, they didn't want to give Sam Cassell that money. This is what pisses me off about the Houston Rockets. Yes, it's personal. They didn't want to give Sam that money, so they traded Sam and gave it to him. Come on, man. And now you go choose a coach. You could have had a first-time coach in Sam Cassell, the guy who put 2 championships, helped put 2 championships in your building, and you choose Steven Silas. Nothing against Steve Silas, but that's what you do. Houston Rockets, come on, man. But keep going, Jimmy. Keep going.
Yeah.
Tyler Parsons, Jimmy. Oh, Tyler Parsons. Oh, that's number 1. Tyler Parsons just as worth.
Oh, let me write that down. Yeah.
Oh, you got to put him in that money, man. Him and Otto Porter. But
hold on.
Otto Porter ain't supposed to break since he got that money.
Dallas gave him the money or Houston gave him.
Oh, no. Oh, you talking about Houston. Oh, you just.
I was talking about period. I'm just trying to see Chandler Parsons. Did he get that money from Dallas or Houston?
Oh, Mark Cuban gave him that bread.
That's what I want to make sure.
You remember
make sure
why?
They go against the Rockets, Grant.
Guess why they gave him the bread? Guess why
they
gave him the bread? He gave him the bread because he knew he was cool with who? DeAndre Jordan. He thought that's how he was a part of that. Yes.
Yeah.
Clint Capella, Jimmy Capella.
I don't know. Not sure yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. The jury's still out there. Because remember, he didn't play last year. He got the bag year before last and won it out. So Clint Capella was producing that first year. We knew, but the thing was Clint Capella and his camp had tried to and did a great job at fooling the market to make them think that he could do more than just slam down alley-oops. So now we're about to see, but Atlanta is winning right now.
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah.
So Clint Capella gets credit in that. If you hadn't watched the Atlanta Hawks play,
they nice. They box office. That boy Collins is. If they can ever keep him off that, if they can ever just not test him for the weed, they gonna be all right. Cause Collins got the smoke. But Jimmy, I saw a name up there. I got to mention to it. It went past me. They talked about somebody, man. Golly, Jimmy. Kept Steve Francis. No, Gilbert Arenas quit, Jimmy. Gilbert Arenas quit after he got that break.
Steve Francis wasn't a bad investment.
No, Steve didn't quit. Yeah. No, I'm talking about Gilbert Arenas.
Right now. Chandler Parsons, Matt Maloney, Kevin Cato. Who else? Who are the next two to round off this list? Would it be Jeremy Lin?
Well, he wasn't that damn good anyway.
Yeah, but the Knicks gave him a bag.
Jimmy, he wasn't that good. Jimmy.
With Carmelo Anthony on the side of him.
Jimmy, he wasn't that good.
Well, hell, none of them were that good. None of them
Jeremy Lin.
But he got a bag.
Gilbert Arenas was an all-star.
Oh, Gilbert Arenas was good, so that bag was justified with Gilbert Arenas.
No, but after he got it, he laid down. I thought that's what you're talking about.
I'm talking about guys that got a bag that couldn't play dead.
Oh, okay. All right.
They got a real bag. And the only thing they did, they really messed the market up. Well, if you're an agent, it was good news for an agent because it jumped.
Sometimes, Jimmy, they just gonna give you the money, Jimmy. It's the timing. It's the timing. Like right now, it's the timing.
Hey, Thaddeus Moody say Joakim Noah. That's a good call. That's a good call. He got a bag. And
but he wasn't straight garbage.
He didn't want to play no more after that.
He kept getting hurt, man. Kept getting hurt.
Joakim Noah might make his list.
Hold up. No. This dude, Tyler Johnson. They gave that money from the Heat. You don't even know what team that Negro play on no more.
Hey, what about the other boy from the Hawks that the Rockets almost took? Is it Bazemore?
Bazemore balling.
Who is he with now?
He back with the Golden State right now. He missed the layup last night, though. He missed a wide open layup. Man, they talking about Paul George. No, man. No. And injuries got to Noah too, Jimmy.
Paul had 39. He had 39 last night.
Who did?
In the Clippers, that was a big win over Phoenix. PG had 39.
No. Yeah, Paul George. No.
Understand? Phoenix was 5-1 before the last night, so they and the Clippers are both 5-2 on this early season. And as we wrap up NBA talk, take a look at the standings out of real quick and see who right now we're about 10 games. Have anybody played 10 games yet in the season? We're I think we're like 8 games in or something like that. Yeah, 6 to 8 games. So at the 10 game, they're playing 70 games this season, 71 games.
No, Jimmy, they've been but 6 games.
Yeah, ain't but 6. I said 8. So 6. Some teams have played 7.
7, yeah.
Like the Clippers and the Kings are both 5-2, as I mentioned. They played 7.
Okay.
So 7 is the cap. A lot of teams, about half the league has played 7, and some of them played 6. And you have some team like Toronto, which was ice quarantine. They've only played 5. So right now, we said we're going to at the quarter mark. That's when we'll revisit and we'll have our thoughts on a lot of these teams.
What's the quarter mark? 15 games?
A lot of who's doing what, huh?
What's the quarter mark? 15 games?
I would think it would be the 17 mark. How
17, because we used to say 20. So we'll go to 17 games.
18 is at 18 times 4 is 72. So 18 game mark is to be feasible. 17 to 18.
Jimmy, I remember who got the bag, and he told me he was going to do it. I promise y'all, listen, you remember that boy, big old boy, 7-footer, played with Rashard out there, Jerome James, that big sorry dude. Yeah. He told me, he said, when they ever give me that money, man, I'm shutting it down. I'm going to blow up the 300 pounds and just going to enjoy it. I promise you, Jerome James, y'all go look. Soon as they gave him that money, he was done. Done. I'll never forget it, Jimmy. He told me this. I thought he was playing. Man. That man said, soon as they give me that bag, I'm gone. But Jimmy, we got some unique college stuff going on too.
Yeah. So
we got guys quitting. We got guys quitting one of the top teams in the nation. I mean, what the hell's going on?
Well, guys, in case you missed, University of Houston start the preseason conference projected player of the year in the American Conference, Caleb Mills. They released a statement. They meaning, of course, U of H, and you showed to Kelvin Sampson a clip from him during the last break, and Caleb Mills he did not play and not suit up and not travel with the team to Dallas. The Cougars got a big win over SMU on yesterday.
Kendrick Davis.
And here's the deal. Caleb Mills last year, he put his name in the NBA draft and had to be persuaded to come on back to college because he didn't get favorable reviews. You know, he wasn't the only one. The other young man, what's the other young man, how did they put his name in the draft from Houston?
North Carolina. Nate Hinton.
He
with Dallas.
Where's
he's
he
on
right
Dallas. He's on Dallas team.
He's the Mavericks, right?
Yeah.
So they're playing the Mavericks tonight. The Rockets are, ironically. Mm-hmm. So he's in Houston tonight. So here's the deal. Caleb Mills put his name in the draft. He comes back, and he's nursing an injury to start the season. He gets healthy enough, and the coach, you know, you finish in the games, but you're not starting the games. So from my understanding, the word until I got that he was kind of disappointed or disgruntled that he wasn't starting. Now, mind you, whatever the U of H is doing is pretty much working. They're just trying to ease you on back in, trying to find you, because there's a way Jerome can have the ball in his hand most of the time. You come in, you can have the ball in your hand. That way, both of you guys are getting the best of both worlds, and everybody's happy. The team gets to number 5 in the country. Of course, they took a loss to Tulsa. In case you missed that the other day, a one-possession loss to Tulsa. Come back and beat SMU. Now, according to the new AP poll today, U of H is ranked number 11 in the country. Here's where I'm pissed off at. They asked you to come back. You're mad because you're not starting. And now the way it's spun is you're taking time off for personal reasons. On the street, the word is that you quit. Now, that's the word on the street. That's why I put it like that. And how media goes, a lot of times when people do, understand this, guy. A lot of times when mainstream media will get news and get on top of a situation like this, the staff will probably, out of respect, if you've been covering them and you want to continue to get nuggets or get intel or confirm, they will often kind of ask you like to either hold on to this to Sunday, because Sunday everybody gonna know he's not there. So I mean, you can't hold it past Sunday. They will ask you to hold on to it, or they will give you a spin to put on it. This personal reasons. Yes, that's true. It's personal reasons, because if you were saying, and it matches what's on the street, that you'll quit. And if you think what Kevin Sampson said in the message that you put in the last break, he says, I'm more concerned about Caleb Mills. I could care less if he plays another game or not. For you to even say that is a hint to you guys that there's a possibility that he may not play another game or not for the Cougars. And if not, my thing is, you went and put your name in the draft last year. That means you really thought and wanted to get the hell out of college. So you had to be lured back to school this year. What do you think is on this kid's mind right now when he comes back? You think he's on his mind to come back to college another year after this? Or to go ahead on and say, man, I'm going to get my bag? I just came back because they begged me to come on back. I'm ready. Now, that's on your side of the fence. It would take an NBA GM or administration to believe that, to co-sign that. That's neither here or there. My thing is this. If you're leaving the team, then the words next thing will come up and be transfer. If you're leaving the team, that means you're quitting college basketball. He's from North Carolina. So some of the streets are saying the Tar Heels would be a possible destination. Well, hell, if he was trying to go pro from U of H, hell, what?
They're not in there. They're not up there. North Carolina State ain't up there.
I'm asking for a friend. No. I'm asking for a friend. What the hell are Tar Heels ranked right now?
No, don't even worry about it. They hold up. They ain't in the AP.
Yeah, what? I'm asking for a friend. So in your mindset, hold on. What product does the apparel deal does North Carolina have?
Brand Jordan. Oh.
What apparel deal does U of H have?
Oh, Brand Jordan.
So what's the difference? You are Caleb Mills. You cool off, young man, for a week. Even when you cool off, you're going to come back in the doghouse. You damn sure ain't starting when you come back. If you was mad you wasn't starting before, if you did come back, you damn sure ain't going to start. Now, I don't care if it's Samson team, unless it is greatly earned. Because
Carolina ain't nowhere in there, Jimmy, but keep going.
Nowhere in there. So my thing is, if you were going to the draft and you're coming back just for one more year, that means now, see, here's the thing. Caleb Mills, young man, you ain't freaking James Wiseman. You can't cut that switch on and off for 3 games and slow it down. Negro, please. You're good. You're serviceable. Are you an NBA player? Remember the key words right now? Hell no.
Ain't none of them right now.
And that's the thing. The mindset that a lot of these young people
see what happens, Jimmy. What happens? What happened? That preseason shit. Talking about preseason player to y'all, that kind of stuff. Jimmy, that gets to them guys. I'm telling you. Because if you are the player of the year in your conference, you got a chance to play in basketball, they say somewhere, professionally. Not in the NBA. Like Nate Hinton. Nate Hinton is on Dallas' team, but get what he is, Jimmy? He is a two-way player. He ain't on the right. He's a two-way player. So it's that, and guess what? I can't stop. I can't get mad of a kid from wanting to be in the NBA or try to be whatever. But you don't quit a top-ranked team, Jimmy. You don't quit a top-ranked team, man. Anything can happen. Antonio McDyess, Jimmy. Wasn't nobody thinking about Antonio McDyess at Alabama that year, Jimmy. He had a okay year. Jimmy, he went to the tournament and had a run to I don't know how he went wild. Jimmy, next thing you know, he's a lottery pick. But he was 6'11", 6'10", 6'11". But young man, you on one of the top teams in the nation, wearing Jordan brand, where people can see you and scouts can see you every week. Devin Booker didn't start at Kentucky. Thank you, somebody. He didn't start in Kentucky. It was a fight between Cal and that dude that lives here about his 2 boys starting in front of. That was a crazy situation. Devin Booker had to be a strong dude to get out of that situation that was happening in Kentucky that year. Young man, I wish he watched the Chop Shop. Dude, don't do that. Don't No, don't leave no top team. If your team ain't won a game, get the hell out of here. Anything can happen.
See, this guy, think about it. A year ago, you was a starter. And Sasser, Quentin Grimes came off the bench a nice chunk of the season behind you.
They didn't
so
quit.
You look kind of down on them. You know, you the man. Now, Sasser and Quentin Grimes have earned their way into the starting lineup.
Yes.
Now the roles are turned. You wanted those guys to be good teammates, man. Just, I got you, So now you're in that same role and you don't want to reciprocate the love. You're playing starter minutes. You're finishing the games.
Yes, because he's a great free throw shooter. He finished the games.
And now you, once again, the way that a lot of these young people think, we all too lightly we accuse and identify these young teenagers or these guys in their early 20s as being soft. Well, if that may very well be true, but here's where I want to extend that equation. If they are soft, and you also subscribe to the theory that kids emulate whom they idolize, meaning that somebody's influencing the vast majority of these student athletes and have been. Well, if you are soft and you've been influenced by whoever has influenced you, then did you think they put hot sauce in your food? They put black pepper and red pepper in your food?
But Jimmy, it's a unique
Or
situation.
they put marshmallows in your cups.
Jimmy, this is what I love about this kid.
That means the grown-ups, the grown-ups are also at some of those as guilty. Because think about it as puppies. If you got a breed of puppies right now, and they said they're a pit bull, they say a bulldog, not a pit bull, a bulldog. You can go and raise and train that bulldog to become an attack dog, to become an outside dog, or to become a house dog, a lap dog. You are the influencer, the human that trains the dog. So take that over to the kids. These kids so soft. And really, you're talking about self. You've bred in that way. You bred the kids that way.
Jimmy, I don't know how soft he is because I don't know how soft he is. All I know is this young man left high school early. So he took care of his business enough to leave high school early. He was on U of A's campus early, Jimmy. Like a football player come in early, right? Because they was telling me about, man, you got to come to the workouts and see this guy. He was killing everybody in U of H. And he got a unique skill set. But one thing you were right, Jimmy, and I tell everybody this, parents. Be careful who you choose to have influence on you. Circles are very, very important. Somebody, the daddy should have said, oh, hell no. Dude, if we just stop right now, okay, you're a guard, and Jimmy, you just mentioned, and start working out for the draft. Ain't nobody gonna think about your ass. James Wiseman, 7 foot. They thinking about him. But you, ain't nobody gonna think about your ass. You got free advertising, Jimmy, from U of H, the Jordan brand, the upcoming NCAA tournament, the conference tournament. You got free advertising to display your talents. What the hell are you doing, son? Man, I wish I knew somebody who knew this boy. in his daddy. No. If you was on, I ain't gonna call on that. If you was on Boogaloo State who ain't won a game, yes. Homeboy, you listen, Caleb Mills. You own a team that's your coach is a former NBA coach with NBA ties. This the coach that got Rob Gray in all of them camps. Got Caleb Mills in this the same guy, and you about to quit on him? Coach, son, I don't know. It's two sides to every story. I don't know your story, and I would love to hear it. And if you watch it, Bilal Badley, everybody on that staff got my number. No, unless you tell me something that you got that's locked. I just want to. I just love to talk to him, Jimmy, because Jimmy, I know Jimmy. He got to come up against Jalen Green and all of these guys, Jimmy, in the draft this year, and everybody don't nobody know him. Jalen Green, they gonna be in the D League at least playing. Scouts around them every time. What are you gonna do? You gonna try? Hold on. You gonna try to go to the? Hold on now. You want to try to go to the G League, Jimmy? You gonna try to go to the G League team? I'm just
that ain't part of the plan,
Jimmy. All I'm saying is, young man. No, this season too long. Injuries happen. And Jimmy, while we talking U of H, let me tell you something. Shout out to this kid. I wrote his name down somewhere, Jimmy. Justin Gorham. Number 4. Oh my goodness. The whole team didn't have a great game. This dude here got every rebound that was off the.
What do you have, about 18, 19 rebounds?
Yes. Dude, shout out. Let me, Caleb, I'm with you, Caleb. I'm not going to sit there and call you soft. No. Caleb, I see your skill set, but it need to be on display, sir. And just don't quit, baby. Don't quit. Don't quit right now. Quitters.
Yeah.
People don't like quitters, man. James Wiseman didn't quit, Jimmy. James Wiseman, the NCAA treated him so bad. He just said, man, come on, man. Come on. Man, y'all got, hey, young people coming up, if your sons, man, we got to be smarter. See, this is what people say. You got to understand the business of the game, Caleb. The business is you one of the Fortune 500 teams. You in the top 12. Jimmy, they got they got the NCAA, they got a thing called a net rating with the NCAA that determines where you're going to be at during the tournament time. U of H is ranked 8th. You're going to have a chance with all eyes watching you. Don't do it, Caleb. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's excuse me, guys. We'll see how this story turns out. Once again, we're talking about Caleb Mills and is away from the University of Houston men's basketball team and what they are labeling as for personal reasons, and which is personal reasons, but on the word on the street is that he had quit the team. And we'll see how this thing ends, because now you're in the middle of the semester breaks. So that means school has not resumed yet for most college student athletes. So you're in the midst of in the gap of the season. So University of Houston, once again, is now number 11. They dropped 6 slots after they lost to Tulsa. Meanwhile, congratulations to the University of Texas,
Oh,
who has
my
jumped
goodness.
up to number 4, especially after that convincing win in Fall Arena in Lawrence, Kansas. That I watched a piece of a chunk of that game, and the Longhorns was just connecting from downtown. They were hitting shots.
Jimmy, Andrew Jones is balling, man.
He's comfortable.
Okay.
And there's no more battling in that offense. When you watched them a year ago, it's like certain players were trying to battle because it's like you're trying to battle to get out the bucket because I need to be the next guy to go in the draft. Remember, I'm supposed to be one and done.
No, but Jimmy, he was recovering too, Jimmy. Jimmy, he was a cancer survivor. He was recovering too. So you never know about his health.
Him talking about the whole team.
Oh, okay.
Matt Coleman. Okay. Remember, when Matt Coleman came to the Longhorns, it was widely projected he was going to be a one and done. And guess what?
I ain't never heard that before.
As many of the guards in his class did. Now, Matt Coleman is the leader of the team.
4-year guy.
Jones,
Jimmy,
he's a 4-year guy now.
Okay.
4-year guy. And guess what, Hal? Can come back next year if he deems so fit, so he chooses to do so. Andrew Jones can come back next year. Done stretch. And it seems like it. So we'll do is we go to a quick break, guys, and we come right back and we'll down the chop shop. We'll come right back after these messages.
Hold up, y'all. Be right back. Let's see. Yeah.
Look at Jimbo trying to stay away. He's going to stay dry. Speed. He did. He turned on, got an extra gear to make sure he didn't end up under the Gatorade bat.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. That was, in case you want, that was the Winter Olympics gonna have a little flavor in it, Jimmy. That's Elijah Baldy. Look him up from Montreal. They're gonna have a little flavor to the Winter Olympics. Unbelievable. Look him up. Look up his YouTube videos. Unbelievable. He did this Michael Jackson rendition of Michael Jackson, Beat It, or whatever, one of the Michael Jackson songs while skating. Unbelievable, man. But Jimmy, I know we got 10 more minutes left. Where we gonna take this on out for 10 minutes? Because we got to get out of here.
We'll go to a topic that I know you guys have been waiting on us to bring up all day, and that is the NCAA football playoffs, which was held this past weekend. Alabama opened up a can of whoopers on poor little Notre Dame, and Clemson, sunshine turned to rain against Ohio State. Ohio State opened up a can on Clemson. I'm talking about those Buckeyes. Use it as motivation. And after the game, you notice the coach from Clemson, they asked him the question, do we think that his pre-game comments, which was one of the storylines going into the game was Dabo Swinney on his coach's poll. Remember, they have an AP poll and they have a coach's poll. And if you guys may have noticed that on all of the rankings, well, in that coach's poll, Dabo Swinney put Ohio State at number 11 on his ballot. And it leaked out. And so guess what? They used it as motivation and came out there. What about that quarterback from Ohio
Justin
State?
Field. Jimmy, these people talking about he got to do this. He got to do the Jimmy. It was so much pressure on that kid, man. All the pundits was talking about it. You know what though, Jimmy? I thought Justin Field had a legendary performance. He had the most to prove in that game, and he went out and proved it. And Jimmy, I don't like them team doctors because he said something in an interview. You know, when he got hit in the back, he said, they didn't really tell me anything. He said, I took a shot or two and ran back out there. That's pretty much my whole right side is sore. That's messed up, and that's messed up, and a little of my hip. But they didn't give me no diagnosis. That's what he said. No diagnosis for your son. Jimmy, you got to realize now, these are the same guys that don't want to pay, right? These are the same guys that, Jimmy, but get on back out there anyway. I'm going to shoot you up and get on back out there anyway. So it's shout out to this young man, because they were tearing his head off. There's no way. He ain't this. He ain't this. He ain't this. He didn't, Jimmy, the Indiana game. I always talk about the Indiana game. He didn't have a great, but tell me about, Jimmy, don't you always say when you play against there's no such thing as a bad game in a big game? Huh?
It's called choking. That's the big game. There's no such. So Sunshine came into that game, and he basically got his hat handed to him. Got his hat handed to him. The Buckeyes were all over him. The receivers, the speed of Ohio State. I mean, it was just, all I can say is kudos. And now you have two undefeated teams playing for the national championship. I ain't mad at that. After the way Ohio State beat Clemson, this is a matchup. That everybody should want to see. And however, I'm still a fan, a proponent of, just widen out. Make it 6 games, 6 teams or 8 teams, and let's go on and get it on. You're gonna double the money that you're gonna make.
No, I like it like this. I like it like this.
I like it like this too, Hatter, but that means that means we get to extend the season, possibly. And you get to go in there. They playing on Saturdays.
Jimmy, football, I like to play less games as possible. Because they're not getting paid, Jimmy. So I like for them young dudes to play less games.
Yes, but that's coming.
Yeah.
The name, image, likeness is still on the table.
But I got.
And remember, January the 16th is when they're expected to render a vote.
I ain't talking about the name in the likeness. I'm talking about paying them. But somebody said something key to me. He said, Robert, if you're a proponent of them guys getting paid, so they like an employee, can I cut their ass if they ain't? Can I not pay them when they don't play good? I said, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's all I said. Keep going.
In case you wondered, 49-28 was that final score of Ohio State over Clemson, and Alabama won 31-14 in that game. And, you know, here's a question I'm going to pose to you guys in Boom Boom Room. Does this, if you haven't paid attention to the bowl games, remember, that was a narrative that was floating out there earlier in the season, you know, with Ohio State and the Big Ten and people from the Pac-10. This was before the season started, saying that the SEC was overrated in football this year. Only, you know, take Alabama out the equation, they're overrated.
Because LSU was down this year, Jim.
Yeah. They overrated. Well, LSU, this was after LSU was national champion coming into this season. Now, we did at the time when this rumor, they didn't believe that nobody knew LSU would tank like they did. But how about this? Georgia beats Cincinnati in a hell of a game in that bowl.
You see the young player for Cincinnati after the game? He the only one for Cincinnati came out on the field.
Yeah, was watching them get them.
Yeah, he wanted to watch
celebrating.
Yeah. Jalen something.
Okay. Alabama won.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia won.
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi State beat Tulsa. That's the fight. That's the brawl game.
A&M won.
Texas A&M won.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky won. Right? Who else won from the SEC? I know that's 5. Who am I missing?
Ole Miss won.
That's 6. So they only lost one bowl game. That was Florida losing. Oklahoma opened up a can of whoop, beat Florida, did what they supposed to do to Florida. And speaking of the Heisman Trophy will be awarded, I think tomorrow. And after this weekend, we know 2 guys that eliminated. It was down to 4.
Okay.
2 guys eliminated themselves. I hope they didn't vote before this, watching them games over the weekend.
Who you saying? Sunshine eliminated himself?
It ain't no way that you can get this thing to Sunshine. Remember now, he only played a fragment of the season.
That's right. He had COVID. Right. You're right.
And you're going to go and you watch him on the big stage in the game to get him back there get him back to where he was 2 years ago as a sophomore, winning this whole thing. And you didn't lay an egg, but you wasn't competitive in the game. You didn't give your chance. You didn't give your defense a chance to rest in this game, pretty much. The defense stayed out there. So here's the thing. Alabama, that running back, the quarterback, the running back or the wide receiver from Alabama.
Devontae. Jimmy, he's not that big. He's a skinny little something.
Hey, man, his personality is fitting.
Impeccable.
For the Heisman.
Impeccable.
Even when he don't think the camera is looking at him, when coaches are telling him something, he's attentive. He's soaking it in. He's dapping the guys. He has that spirit of positivity to him. And that's the thing that can get it done.
Oh yeah.
And of course, thanks for that. Corey just mentioned that the Big 12 was 5-0 in the bowl season.
Okay. Thanks, Corey. Thank you, Corey.
Big 12. Shout out to the Big 12.
Yeah.
In the bowl season, got it done. And speaking of the Big 12, as we get ready to land the plane, guys, we can talk more on tomorrow about this. Will be one of the topics, but we're gonna tease it with you right now.
What?
And that is University of Texas and the $15 million. The $24 million buyout. $24 million that they have to pay to get Tom Herman and his staff.
That's a whole lot of money for Jimmy. Jimmy, that's a whole lot of money for mediocrity.
But you don't have money to pay the students, athletes.
We're talking about
you're bleeding money.
Hemorrhaging. No, hemorrhaging.
Guys, this was the ultimate act of hypocrisy. A damn slap in the face.
Jimmy, they went
right in the middle of the time when the NCAA is sitting there and they're fighting, trying to get the Supreme Court to reverse their decisions that's already on the table for paving the way for name, image, likeness.
Charlie Strong wasn't that bad, I see. But Jimmy, then they go hire the whiskey head. Whiskey head finna come to 6th Street. Joe Whiskey finna come
40 acres. A town, understand, Austin, Texas is annually rated as one of the top 3 college towns, cities in all of America.
And Jim, hey, wait till I tell y'all tomorrow about Kostaki. Why USC run his ass out of there. But Jimmy, let's get out of here, man.
Yeah, man. And as you guys know, share the show right now on your way out. If you hadn't done it already, share the show right now to your timelines, to your friends. If you guys on YouTube, give us a thumbs up if you would. And meanwhile, we're going to ask all Facebook viewers right now.
Talk to them, Jim.
And if you haven't done so, seriously, start the year off with the bang. We're going to ask you to simply go over to our YouTube page and subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost a dime. We need to increase our digital footprint on the YouTube. So in order to do that, we just need you to subscribe. That don't mean don't watch us on Facebook, but just subscribe.
Yeah.
And the difference is that means now if you're watching in your office and you got to go and run off, then you switch over to YouTube and your phone can ring. You can still send text messages and whatnot and still watch the Chop Shop in its entirety. There are a lot of people over in the YouTube page and they're conversing just like you guys are in the Facebook room. We give a shout out to Martin Vaughn, Troy Bieniemy. Shout out to Troy Bieniemy. His son Jamal Bieniemy is at UTEP. Had a big game this past weekend. I think he had like 19 points in the win.
Jimmy, hold on, Jimmy. Jimmy, that whole Bieniemy family, cause Eric Bieniemy, he gonna be able to pick his spot next year. See, they played around with him last year, Jimmy. He gonna sit back saying, "Hold up." He gonna be able to pick his spots this year. But go on, Jimmy. I'm sorry. I just wanted to let you know.
Also, Ball So Hard, Jeffrey Day is up in there. Darryl Richardson. Give you a shout out to all you guys that'll make keeping it live over in the red room. We call it the red room, the YouTube room. The blue room is of course the Facebook room. We got the red and the blue. But once again, we want to thank you guys for making our first show of 2021 a bang. And thanks so much. Once again, you guys keep it floating. Remember, the Chop Shop, we just here to serve a purpose, y'all, and to keep this thing going. This is unscripted. It is not easy to talk for 2 hours. 4 days a week. There's no understand because in case you're a first time viewer and you don't really know, we don't have any teleprompters. We don't have anybody in our ear. Turn sideways, Howard. Let me turn sideways. Now turn the other way. Ain't nothing in his ear. Ain't nothing in my ear. Ain't nobody talking our ears telling us, hey, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, guys. So understand, we're at the mic and we're playing the instruments. There's no producer. There's no credit runner. There's no commercial runner. We're doing it all. So we're going to ask you, as we start this year off, if you have a small business or if you're in a position of authority at your current workplace, consider advertising with the Chop Shop. Your advertising can be streaming across the bottom of the screen. We can run commercials. We can even do voiceovers and talk about your business or your company. Trust me, we still have the holiday rates in effect until almost to the end of this month. We did December and January. You guys can go. I'm talking about you can get a commercial spot. Just send us an email, and we'll send you the rate sheet. I'm talking about as low as $15 a slot. And if we're supporting each other when applicable, that's an audience that grows self-supporting. But we don't know what you do if you don't plant and post your business on the screen or take out the time to try to invest in yourself. We here to help each other. Let's take advantage and steamroll through 2021 with a purpose. That's what we want to do. That way now economically, we're providing an avenue for everybody to be able to eat while having fun and being educated and informed on the Chop Shop. So you guys take that. On behalf of Robert Hatter, I'm Jim Hicks, and we'll be right back in 22 hours on the Chop Shop. Peace. See you guys. We up out of here. Oh,
Go.
time to slide down Dino's back and dabba dabba on this first show of the new year. Peace. We up out of here.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports